Hello people, how are you? I'm glad you are here again. Welcome to our class. Today we will talk about superlative cities. We have here some cities: Chicago, Washington, D.C., New Orleans, Miami, and Minneapolis. Grammar: superlatives plus ever plus present perfect. Look at the photos of 5 US cities. What do you know about them? Have you been to any of them? Read the article with a partner. Guess which city from A goes in each blank. Travel survey gives its verdict on American cities. New York City is the dirtiest city in the US, says a survey by travel website. Travel and leisure, but it is the most stylish city and it has the best musicals, according to the survey. Travelers say that. Okay, let's get best museums. I think is Washington, D.C. The friendliest city, New Orleans. Most aggressive drivers, Miami. The best architecture, Chicago. And the cleanest city is Minneapolis. Look at the bold superlative adjectives in the survey. How do you make the superlative of one syllable adjective? For example, big. This word adds as example to the adjective and become biggest, but with double G, biggest. Superlatives of a 2-syllable that ends in Y, for example, pretty. This Y change for I and add est, prettiest. When the verb with a 3-syllable, for example, beautiful, we just add most beautiful before the adjective, most beautiful. When you have this irregular adjectives, for example, good, it become better, and bad or worst. Pronunciation, word and sentence stress. Underline the stressed syllable in the bold adjectives. What's the most beautiful city? What's the most expensive? What's the most impatient person? Who's the most impatient? Who is the most generous person? Who's the most frightening movie? What's the most exciting? What's the most interesting? And what's the most romantic restaurant? Okay, let's listen and check.
2.44. 1,
What's the most beautiful city you've ever been to?
2,
What's the most expensive thing you've ever bought?
3,
Who's the most impatient person you know?
4,
Who's the most generous person in your family?
5,
What's the most frightening movie you've ever seen?
6,
What's the most exciting sport you've ever played?
7,
What's the most interesting book you've read recently?
8,
What's the most romantic restaurant you've ever been to?
Reading and speaking. Read the article in pairs, answer the questions. What are the 3 tests? Let's read the article first. All big cities are unfriendly, or are they? Cities often have a reputation for being rude and unfriendly places for tourists. Journalist Tim Moore went to 4 cities: London, Rome, Paris, and New York City. To find out if this is true, he went dressed as a foreign tourist and used 3 not very scientific tests to see which city had the unfriendliest and most polite inhabitants. The 3 tests were: the photo test. Tim asked people on the street to take his photo. Not just one photo, but several. With his head, without his head, etc. Did he find someone to do it? The second test is the shopping test. Tim bought something in a store and gave the salesperson too much money. Did the person give back the extra money? The third test is the accident test. Tim pretended to fall down on the street. Did anybody come and help him? These are the 3 tests. Do you think they are good ones? Yes, I think so. Which city do you think will be the friendliest or more unfriendliest? Let's go grammar bank. Complete the sentences with a superlative. Example: is Shanghai the biggest city in the world? The Polish are the most generous people I've ever met. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year. Early morning is the worst time to drive in the city center. She's the friendliest girl at school. This is the most important part of the exam. The best time to visit New England is autumn. The most polluted cities in the world. The furthest I've ever flown is Bali. It was the funniest film I've ever seen. And Rob's daughter are all pretty, but I think Emily is the prettiest. Write sentences with a superlative plus ever plus the present perfect. But it's not possible to write in this place. So we're going to tell the sentences. For example, the first one, it's the windiest I've ever been to. The second, she is the most unfriendly person I've ever met. The third one, it's the easiest exam I've ever done. The fourth, they are the most expensive trousers I've ever bought. Fifth, this is the longest book I've ever read. Sixth, he is the most attractive man I've ever seen. Seventh, it's the worst meal I've ever eaten. Eighth, he is the most interesting teacher I've ever had. And ninth, it's the most exciting job I've ever done. Listening. Now listen to Tim Moore talking about what happened in New York City. How well does New York City do in each test? I think let's listen first.
2.45.
First, I did the photo test. I asked an office worker who was eating his sandwich to take a photo of me. He was really friendly and said, "Of course I'll take your picture." When I asked him to take more photos, he said, "Sure, no problem." When he gave me my camera back, he said, "Have a nice day." Next, it was the shopping test. I went shopping near Times Square, and I bought an I Love New York t-shirt and some drinks from 2 different people. I gave them too much money, but they both gave me the exact change back. Finally, it was time for the accident test. For this test, I went to Central Park, and I fell down on the ground. I only had to wait about 30 seconds before a man came to help me. "Is this your camera?" he said. "I think it's broken."
Let's listen again.
2.45.
First, I did the photo test. I asked an office worker who was eating his sandwich to take a photo of me. He was really friendly and said, "Of course I'll take your picture." When I asked him to take more photos, he said, "Sure, no problem." When he gave me my camera back, he said, "Have a nice day." Next, it was the shopping test. I went shopping near Times Square, and I bought an I Love New York t-shirt and some drinks from two different people. I gave them too much money, but they both gave me the exact change back. Finally, it was time for the accident test. For this test, I went to Central Park, and I fell down on the ground. I only had to wait about 30 seconds before a man came to help me. "Is this your camera?" he said. "I think it's broken."
Okay, how many people did he buy souvenirs from? 2. He get the right charge? Yes. Where did he use the accident test? Where? It's in Central Park. And about did anyone help him? Yes. What did the man say? Is this your camera? And I think it's broken. Perfect. Let's go to vocabulary bank, describing a town or city. Look, where is it? How big is it? Look at the map. Okay, this is the map, Pennsylvania. Then read the description of reading. Underline the correct words or phrases. Listen and check.
2.46. Where is it? How big is it?
Reading is a city in the east of the state of Pennsylvania in the U.S. on the Schuylkill River. It is about 60 miles west of Philadelphia. It is a small city, and it has a population of about 88,000. It is famous for its discount outlet shopping malls, which were the first in the U.S.
Okay, let's listen again.
2.46. Where is it? How big is it?
Reading is a city in the east of the state of Pennsylvania in the U.S. on the Schuylkill River. It is about 60 miles west of Philadelphia. It is a small city, and it has a population of about 88,000. It is famous for its discount outlet shopping malls, which were the first in the U.S.
Good. What's it like? Adjectives to describe a town city. Match the adjectives and sentences 1 to 6. For example, number 1. There are a lot of restaurants and clubs with loud music. This is noisy place. Number 2, the air is very dirty, polluted. There are too many people, crowds. The buildings were all built very recently, modern. There is nothing to do, boring. And we have to be careful, especially at night. It's dangerous. Good. Match these adjectives with their opposites in A. We have these adjectives. Let's write here. Boring, exciting or interesting, crowded, empty, dangerous, safe, modern, old, noisy, quiet, polluted, clean. Good. What is there to see? Put the words in the right column. Okay, let's do that. Castle, historical building and monuments. Cathedral, the religious building. Church, about temple. What else? Mosque, about next places where you can buy things, about department store, market, and shopping mall. Okay, about historic buildings and monuments, museum, about palace, and town hall. The one I think is statue. It's okay? Castle, statue, town hall, palace, museum. Place where you can buy things, shopping mall, market, department store. Religions, cathedral, church, temple, and mosque. Okay, people, thank you very much for today. God bless you. See you next class.